pull up a cup of coffee, and let's get this party started.
We're the uplines you didn't know you needed, but now you have.
This is the podcast for women who are building a direct sales business, but want to do it the right way.
Melanie has a decade of experience in direct sales. She's earned the top in industry 4 years in a row and has grown a multi-million-dollar organization. She gives a no BS approach to leadership, recruitment, and organization.
And my bestie Katy has you covered with the rest. From the relationships, the do's and don'ts of branding, her content has been viewed by millions. She doesn't just talk the talk, but she teaches people how to create an intentional brand too.
All right, let's get this party started.
Well, hey everybody, it is Melanie Mitro, the host of the Direct Sales Done Right podcast, and I'm excited because we are going to talk about my favorite topic. And many of you that have followed the Direct Sales Done Right podcast and have followed our journey here at Chic Influencer know that recruiting, building a team, and really creating a thriving, top producing organization is something that is near and dear to my heart. And the reason that it's near and dear to my heart is because I've done it. I've lived it, and I have felt the benefits, not just physically or financially, but also emotionally and personally as well. And I truly believe that one of the gifts of network marketing is team building and not building a business alone. Although, even though I really do feel like it is such an incredible gift, I also feel like a lot of people feel like it's a thorn in their side because it's challenging. It is not for the faint of heart, and it does require you to humble yourself often, but the benefits far outweigh some of the challenges that you face. And so today we're going to do a little bit of recruitment real talk. And in my hand right now, I've got some paper and 6 points that I really want to drive home that really are real things that you should be aware of if you want to build a team. And I would venture to say that if you're listening to this podcast, you are in direct sales, you are promoting the products, and you're starting to see the benefits of building a team and what that can really do for your paychecks and how it can really enhance your life. So we're going to talk about these 6 points that are really the real talk of recruiting. And I'm going to share some of my own personal stories as well. So the first thing when it comes to recruiting, building a team, is we get so caught up, and this is probably the number one thing that when I'm mentoring women through either private coaching or my leadership mastermind or even the Rockstar Recruitment course, I find that people get really hung up on what their new team member says that they're going to do. So for example, when my new team members would fill out the intake form, when they sign up, they get a welcome email from me, and in that welcome email, there's an intake form. And that form just really asks the person, what are your goals? What kind of business builder do you want to be? Tell me why you decided to become a blank with this company. And what happens is people pour their heart and soul into that intake form. They tell me that they want to quit their job. They want to retire their spouse. They want to travel the world. They want to pay off their debt. They want to be the next Melanie Mitro in the company. And so initially, I used to read everybody's intake form, and I would get so excited about what they had written on that sheet of paper. And I would set up a call, and some people would tell me that they wanted to get there as fast as possible and they wanted to be on the fast track to success. And so we would do this hour-long onboarding call, and I'd walk the person through everything they needed to do, especially if they wanted to be on a fast track. I would sort of speed up the benchmarks and how quickly they would get there. And what I would find is that we would end that call and the person would do nothing. They would do nothing. And I would follow up and I wouldn't hear from them. And sometimes they would turn in their cancellation notice without even telling me why they were canceling. Yet they had just got on a phone call with me and filled out an intake form saying that they wanted to be the next Melanie Mitro. And what I've learned along the way is that talk is cheap. Talk is free. Anybody can speak the words. But what I really hang on to more than anything is action. And I have had to get a little bit of thick skin along the way. And I want to encourage you to almost do the same. Now, I'm not saying that you should be cold or insensitive, but what I am saying is almost in the back of your mind, as you're reading an intake form or you're doing a getting started right call with somebody, you are thinking to yourself, wow, I believe that your dreams and your goals and your vision, they're possible for you. but are you willing to do the work? And then I think to myself, you're going to have to prove it to me that you're really serious. You're going to have to show me that you are serious about achieving these goals. And I'm not going to place people in the bucket of my top team builders until they are actually taking action. I mean, how many of you actually say words like, wow, Sally could be amazing if she just saw her potential, or Kim told me she wants to be my next top leader in the next 90 days. And so we kind of put all of our eggs in one basket. And what we begin to do is we actually stop building our teams because we have all these people that said they were going to do something and they're not doing it. And we keep hanging on to what they said in their intake form or what they said on that very first call. And we stop building. We stop recruiting. We stop doing business opportunity calls because when we look at it on paper, our dream team is already in place. Yet those people are not matching the action. And what I learned and what I've experienced is that's a quick way to build resentment in the business. It's a quick way to get burnt out because you feel like you're giving more than you're actually receiving in return. And what I've learned is that's really why people stop building, is because they struggle with finding people that want to work the business. So real talk, we need to, no matter what, every single month in your business, you are racking and stacking your organization. So my husband, Matt, who worked in corporate before he left his job to build the business alongside of me, used to say, you know, Melanie, every so often we would go through like cuts and layoffs, and they would rack and stack. All the VPs would get in a room and they'd look at all the people in the company and they would cut out the fluff. They would be like, who's producing? Who's doing the work? They would rack and stack, and then they'd do layoffs. Now, I took that same principle and I applied it to my direct sales business, and I rack and stack my organization. I get out my whiteboard, and once a month I will update it. Okay, who were the people that said they were going to take action? Did they take action? Who's showing up and doing the work? Who's moving their business forward? And I'm looking at my business by who are the new people that are excited, that are taking action? Who are the people that are building leadership? Do I have a healthy pipeline there? And then I'm looking at who are my leaders, and are they not just leaders on paper, but are they actually leaders in real life? They're actually building their businesses. They're growing depth in their downline. And so this healthy pipeline for building your organization is how I set my goals month after month after month. I know that if I don't have any new people that are taking action, I have got to make sure that I am in recruitment mode. So for you listening to this right now, maybe you've gotten complacent. You've just started to really measure the success and potential of your organization based on what people say they're going to do and not what they're actually doing. I find most people don't actually want to do this exercise because it means they have to get real with where their business is at right now. So I want you to focus on the actual production that your team is giving. Now, the second thing that I do is I create space between my new business builder and myself. So I talked to you at the beginning about how when you sign up, when a new person signs up and comes in to build the business, you know, we get very excited. We get on the phone with them. We do this intake form. We're super excited to help them kick off their business. And I just had a call with one of my private coaching clients a week ago, and she showed up to the call with tears in her eyes. And the reason was because she's like, Melanie, I pour so much into my people. I love on them. I support them, and they give up on themselves. And so we had this conversation about like creating some space. As an empath, as somebody that really does see the potential in other people and actually knows what is possible, it can be hard to not get frustrated when somebody else says like, I'm giving up, I'm quitting, especially if you yourself have been through some really challenging seasons in your life. You're like, I get it. Business isn't always easy, but I'm still here doing it. So what I've learned to do is I will treat everybody the exact same way. Whether somebody says they want to be my next top producer, the next Melanie Mitro, they want to run really fast, they want to leave their full-time job and get rid of all of their debt, I still treat them the same way. I send them a welcome email. In that welcome email, there's some very simple steps that I want them to implement. And then I wait to watch to see if they actually follow through. I am not jumping ahead. I'm not putting them on the fast track. If somebody fills out an intake form and says they want to be the next Melanie Mitro, I don't automatically set up a meeting with them. They have some simple steps like watching 2 or 3 videos that will help them get their online office set up, or, downloading a manual, or making a post on social media, or making a list of 25 people. So I will do those very, very simple tasks first, and then I will set up a call with the person. So what I want you to do is I want you to just sort of take a step back and say, I'm not going to get so emotionally attached to the person and what they said they were going to do. I'm going to give them a few assignments, and then I will set up a one-on-one. That one-on-one is also not an hour long. That one-on-one is maybe tops 30 minutes. And what I mean by that is I will actually get on a call and I will have them fill out an intake form prior to the actual call that we do. The call will say, what are some of the questions that you want to go over with me? What are your goals in the next 30 days? Is there anything I should know before we get on our first session? So now when we come to our very first session, we're talking about their problems. We're talking about the questions that they have. I know what their goals are, and I'm helping them to get started. It's a business call. And I really sit back, again, separating myself from their intake and what they said they wanted to do. And I'm making a decision, and I'm listening to the way that they're talking. Do they understand what this network marketing business is all about? Have they used the products in the past, or do I need to help them get results because they're not very confident about talking about the product specifically? How social media savvy are they? How confident are they at inviting other people? Some people need me to start at the basics, how to make a Facebook post, and other people already know how to do those things. So I'm listening, and then I'm deciding what I want to give them to do next, how much I want to get them moving in the right direction. So your job on that initial call is to sort of understand the pace that this person is going to move at. And then I always leave somebody new with an assignment to do. That assignment is how I, again, kind of put a check mark in the trust jar of, is this person actually taking action, and are they going to hold true to what they said that they were going to do? Listen more than you talk. So incredibly important. Again, don't get excited about the possibility of what this person could do for your downline, for your business, for your income. Really think about this simple thing of like, show me that you're serious. Show me that you're willing to do the work. Okay. Number 3. Don't gauge whether your recruitment efforts are working based on your social media engagement. This is another like real talk strategy. I find that, so many people struggle with team building because when they post on social media, especially about the business, they don't get a lot of engagement. And maybe as you're listening to this, you're like shaking your head. Yes, right? So you post about the business and you might get like 10 likes. Nobody comments on it. Nobody shares it or saves it. Why? Because when you do a straight up call to action to the business, what you should be measuring success based upon is the private messages that people send you or the applications that people are filling out. You can also gauge it by inbox messages where people are telling you that they're ready to actually enroll and get started. So I have found over my career in network marketing that anytime I post about the business opportunity, I do not get as much engagement. Now, that doesn't mean that behind the scenes, I am not signing up people to join my organization. Success is measured upon applications and enrollments. That is not going to be equivalent to engagement on your media. That is hard because so many of us are still stuck on the vanity metrics and we're comparing ourselves to other people. But I will tell you, at the height of my direct sales career, I was enrolling 30 working team members a month. And I was doing it by following the exact formula that I teach inside of the Rockstar Recruitment course. And that was posting about the business opportunity at least 5 days a week. And every single day in my stories, when I had a period of enrollment that was open for my next business mentorship, every single day in my stories, there was a call to action. I was always talking about what the business had done for my life, my family, my downline, and for our future. So you can't gauge the success of recruiting based off of your engagement on social media. Very hard concept, but maybe you need to write this on a sticky note and stick it on your computer screen as a reminder that if we want to build a team, we have to talk about the business. Other people need to see us talking about the features, the benefits, what problems it resolves, how it helps you to achieve the desires of your life. And that network marketing is a vehicle to help you live the life that you desire. And there is a formula for that. And that is something that I do teach inside of the Rockstar Recruitment course. And it doesn't mean that you have to talk about the business every single day, all day for the rest of your life. But if people don't see you as a business mentor, they're not going to be willing to sign up with you. And that really is my fourth point that I wanted to make. Do your followers actually know that you are a business mentor? I will audit social media accounts when I do the Rockstar Recruitment course. And one of the lessons inside of the course that I teach is how to position yourself as a business mentor, how to identify your unique mentorship style. 99% of people, when I look at their Instagram bio or their Facebook info section, it talks about the products. It talks about, I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I'm a Christian, I love health and fitness, or I love beauty, or all natural makeup. And so I believe that they're a great product rep and they sell a product, they're an advocate for it. But there is nothing usually there that says, you can help me build a beauty business. You can help me build a fitness business. You can help me build a 6-figure online organization. And so most people are afraid to say that because maybe they haven't achieved that goal yet. They have a little bit of imposter syndrome. They haven't accomplished those things yet. But one of the things you will always hear me saying is, if you want to be a top producer, you have to act as if you are already a top producer. So in that bio, you need to be speaking to your ideal team member. I can help you build a thriving beauty business, or I am a 6-figure beauty business earner who mentors other people to create a life of freedom. So you really want to sit down and say, okay, do people know that I have an opportunity they can be a part of and that I can mentor them to building that business as well? So positioning yourself as a business mentor is an absolute must. Number 5, you have got to give it 90 days. Anytime that you implement a new strategy, you have to give it time to work. In 30 days, that 30 days is not enough time to really determine whether or not something is going to be successful. I just had this conversation with my leadership mastermind students in our previous session, and they were like, how long, Melanie, can I expect once I start implementing this recruitment system for me to really start seeing the signups? And I said, listen, you've got to give it 90 days. At 30 days, you probably signed up one person. Or if you already were kind of, ramping that pipeline up, you maybe had a few more that you signed up. I know for me, the first time that I stepped into the role of business mentor and really started to recruit, my first webinar that I hosted, 0 people showed up. 0. I might have had a list of 10 or so people that were interested, but nobody got on live. I recorded it anyways. I uploaded the recording, emailed it out to everybody who said that they were interested, and I got a sign up or 2 because of that. I talked about the business on social media even after the webinar was over. In month 1, I felt like I worked so hard for 1 to 2 signups. But guess what? In month 2, I did it again because I believed in the process. I knew that the business model was one that was changing my life and it could change other women's lives as well. And I just needed to keep planting those seeds. In the second month, I did a webinar. I opened up my business mentorship. I marketed on social media and through emails, private messages, all of the things, right? I literally turned over every single possible stone that I could. And I signed up a handful more people. Then in the third month, in the 60 to 90 day range is really where I started to see momentum shift. And I started to sign up 10, 15 people to join my team. My webinars were now filling up with 20 or more people. My downline was starting to invite to it. People were excited. My social media content was getting more traction. But we're a society that wants a quick fix and we want it yesterday. And this probably is the most challenging thing, is staying the path and being consistent. Also, just not letting life get in the way. You have a bad month and you take your foot off the gas with recruitment, and then you have to build that momentum all over again. So you really do have to give it 90 days when you are looking at that team building to know if what you're doing is actually working. All right. So real talk, my final point for today's podcast episode. Don't expect everybody to be a rock star. Literally, not everybody that signs up with you is going to be, your next top leader. I also really learned that the hard way, and I find that other people do as well. And I've really kind of lived by this rule of thumb. Out of every 10 people that I enroll as a business partner in my organization, one of them is going to knock it out of the park and crush it. I would say about like 2 of them are going to sell something for the next 90 days, right? So they're going to sell to their friends, their family, maybe a coworker. It's going to be really short-lived. They're going to burn through their warm market, and they're not going to expand it because they really aren't willing to do the work that's required to build a business. It's kind of fun. It's kind of a nice to have. It's not a necessity, so they don't really take it seriously. 3 out of those 10 people are going to take it seriously. They're going to be around for about a year. They're going to sell some stuff. Maybe they're even around for a lifetime. They're just going to kind of be average. They're going to sometimes hit the monthly goals. Sometimes they don't. And, the rest of people are just going to love the products. They're going to use them. They're going to get the discount. They're going to be there. They're going to be a loyal customer for you. So really, that means that out of 100 people you sign up and you bring into the business, 10 are going to be go-getters. The rest of them are going to contribute, but just not significantly. So I've learned 2 things along the way. We need a lot of people doing a little bit to build our downline. So it's okay. It's not a bad thing to have a bunch of people who every once in a while sell the products or kind of sort of do the business. But I know what you're after is having a rock star team. So keep a track, put 100, little tally marks on a sheet of paper and spots and write in 100 names. And your goal is to sign up 100 people as fast as you can. Think about what having 10 business builders would do for your downline. It would be a game changer. It would change the trajectory of your life, your income, and your opportunities. When you think about what this could do for your family and your life, why wouldn't you go out there and start inviting people to do this alongside of you? Because you're not just changing your life, you're also changing theirs as well. And somebody needs you to present this opportunity to them. And people still want community. They want to be a part of a business that feels good, that is positive, that's supportive, that's uplifting. For me, one of the biggest benefits of network marketing is that I have a community of like-minded women who are rooting for me to win. We are improving ourselves. We're not just becoming better business owners, but we're better moms and wives and, friends along the way. And for me, I just feel like network marketing is a great way to leave a positive impact in society. So don't ever take that away from somebody else, that opportunity from somebody else, by not sharing it. That for me has been what keeps me going, that there is somebody else on the other side of that phone or computer or phone that needs me to invite them, that is just waiting for this opportunity, and it could change their life too. So here's the thing, you guys, I've talked about 6 different things, areas, points that have impacted my career in network marketing and that I've had to navigate through over the past 12 years. And I know that in real time, you are going through these things today. So I hope you've found a little bit of comfort in what I've shared. I hope that this gives you the motivation and drive to go out there and be consistent. And I hope you make that list of 100 people and you go for it. Because I truly believe that direct sales, network marketing, social selling, it's a game changer. And it's a viable opportunity for you to contribute to your family and your future. Listen, one of my favorite courses that I have ever created, the Rockstar Recruitment course, is actually open for enrollment right now. For a limited time, you can get into the Rockstar Recruitment course, and for the next 8 weeks, I will personally be mentoring you. You will get to come into a Facebook group and ask me questions and hear lives from me in real time as I am coaching you through how to build a top producing organization, how to be at your next company conference with women surrounding you who are excited, are motivated, are driven, and who are achieving. I want you to fill up your next leadership retreat with like-minded women. And I am going to teach you how. All the tips, the tools, the strategies that allowed me to step into the top spot, you are getting inside of the Rockstar Recruitment course. You can check the link right here in the show notes for a special coupon code as well. And as always, if you love today's episode, do me a favor, take a screenshot, tag me on Instagram at Melanie Mitro. Let me know what your favorite part of this episode was, and please share it with another direct seller who is looking to build their team as well. All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and we'll see you back here for another episode. All right, so if you loved today's episode, make sure you head over to wherever you listened to the episode today and leave us a rating and review. And also, take a little screenshot and tag us on Chic Influencer. We'll feature you in our stories. Plus, we'd love to get your feedback and hear from our listeners.
Until next week, let's make chic happen.